Hey everyone, let's play around with exercise 5.4 today. Let's see what we have. It seems like I shouldn't be giving more than one solutions for this exercise, and in fact for most of exercises that don't have an asterisk sign, at least one star next to it. Because for me, that's pretty straightforward. But if you guys insist on me giving more than one solutions, I'll be happy to do so. Okay, just say the word, you guys. I'm all ears. Okay. So conversion from miles to kilometers. Okay, write a program that displays the following table. Note that 1 mile is 1.609 kilometers. Okay, doing it from 1 up to 10. Okay, this is pretty straightforward, folks. Okay, the choice of your loop. Just because we know how many iterations we've got to do, then immediately we know that we've got to use a for loop, period. Okay, so we'll simply go. Firstly, let me start by displaying my column names at the top. I've got miles /t kilometers. So once I'm done doing that, I'll simply go for can go in miles or number of miles equals to 1, while number of miles is less than 10. Then go number of miles plus. So here's what I'll do. I'm simply displaying miles and then system.out.print f. Why do we use print f? Because we wanna round this. We want 3 decimal places. Okay, so that's why I've gotta use print f. And let's start by this one here. This one's gonna be number of miles, comma. So how are we gonna go about computing number of kilometers? So it's gonna be number of miles. If we know that 1 mile is equal to 1.6 kilometers, so how many kilometers are there in n miles? So it's gonna, where n is a positive number, so it's gonna be n times number of kilometers, n times number of kilometers. So we're gonna have this number of kilometers. It's gonna be n times kilometers per mile. Okay, so right here is where I wanna go. %d for my number of miles variable, and then percent. And just go 1 point, 3 numbers after a decimal point, then f, and see what we get. Of course, I'm gonna go \n. Let me go to the next line so that everyone can properly see what's going on. Okay, now let's try to hit the run button and see what we get. Seems like we're getting exactly what we expected. Okay, there was one way of doing it using a for loop. So let's see what would happen if we decided to use a while loop. Okay, so let me just go. Let me comment out this part to avoid confusion. Here's what I need though. I'll simply declare number of miles and I'll initialize it to 0, and I'll simply go y let me do post increment number of miles. I'm just doing things in different ways so that you guys can get to see different concepts. I'm hoping everyone is clear there, because I could have stopped this video just immediately after we got the table we expected, right? Okay, but I'm not gonna do so. Here's what I'll simply do. That should do it. That should do it. That should give us exactly what we want. See? We're getting exactly what we expected. I keep hitting the run button so that you guys will get to see this is in the previous output we got from our solution using a for loop. Okay, with that out of the way, I want you guys to notice something. I know most of people would have done, if they had to use a loop, most of you would do this. Would do this. Say they would have a variable called I, and then they will initialize it to say 1, and then they will check if I is less than 10, and then they will put I there, and then I over there, and then lastly they will increment their I. Okay, that's again another way of doing it. Probably the best choice will be to use a byte. This would work too. It's just that I wanted you guys to know that you can use you can do this portion and this one here in one line. That way you would have even less code than what you would have if you had to do it this way. Okay, anyways, that should be it for this tutorial, you guys. Cheers, I'm gone.